Hey, what's up, you guys? It's TenchiJk. How you guys doing? Y'all good? I'm glad. Before I start, I want to say a little shout out to a couple of people. Mondragon, the onion with the vampire thing was pretty funny. Justin Arogacia, how you doing, my brother? Shay Justice, good talking to you. And Diana Francis and all these people. Just want to say a little shout out to y'all. So thank you guys. Cool. Today I want to talk to you guys about two different things. First one might be a little bit lighter, and then the next one might be a little bit more deeper, and I might get more into it. But let's just see how it goes. Cool? The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the K-pop phenomenon. Now, I know there's a lot of women out there, a lot of high school girls are so obsessed about K-pop and all this kind of stuff and all. And, somebody asked me, like, do I like it? What do I think of it? So I'm just going to give you my opinion now. Okay? Do I like K-pop? Personally, I don't. Is it because of the music? Not really. I mean, like, I used to like Dongbang Shingi. I used to like the older stuff. But nowadays, the main reason why I don't like it is because it's starting to smell like the Illuminati. It's starting to smell like so mainstream. And there's a reason behind that. Like, for example, China, they have their C-pop, and then Japan got their J-pop and stuff. And I don't want to bash on my own country, but like, Korea is not as strong. Okay, I mean, they are in the top 50, whatever. They're doing a lot better than they usually did, but they're not as strong. You know what I'm saying? They're always still a little bitch to America. They're like the little brother of America. Whether I like to admit it or not, that's just the case. They've always received help since 1950s and so on and so forth, right? But China and Japan is their own, pretty much own states, And so their media doesn't get really influenced by, let's say, America, right? China got their own shit, Japan got their own shit, but Korea, I mean, I guess the Koreans really don't care because that's pretty tight, getting help from America, that's wonderful and stuff. But the problem is, American media is so corrupted. I mean, it's filled with Illuminati symbols and Freemasonry. They're all about brainwashing kids, just trying to make everybody all sexual and all this. They're teaching kids all these bad morals through the media and the music, basically, the music industry, aka Lady Gaga, Kanye West, and you got Jay-Z talking all this bullshit, And Korea is the only candidate, if you will, that America could probably control. You know what I mean? I don't even mean probably. I'm sure America can control South Korea, and I think they do. Because when Korea back in the days, they weren't really influenced. They had their own music. They had Drunken Tiger, they had Fly to the Sky, and all this kind of stuff. And their music was very calm, and then they dressed normally. You know what I mean? But now that it seems like the Illuminati kind of like stepped in and be like, all right, we'll take it from here. And of course, the fame lifted up. You know what I mean? Everybody got obsessed with it and all this stuff. But it happened so quick that I'm starting to get suspicious. Like, what's all this about, right? You got people like Taeyang. Now, see the name Taeyang, right? In Korean, it means sun. Okay, is it a coincidence that the Freemasons or the Illuminatis, they serve the sun god? Like, that's their shit. That's their symbol. Like, the sun is pretty much aka Illuminati. You know what I mean? It's all about illumination, light, sun. And Taeyang, the fuck? You know what I mean? And he's like pretty much the most popular dude. And some people might say, oh, I'm digging too deep into it. But think about this for a second. Because Illuminati does control the media in America, don't you think Korea and America would have talked, on top over there? The chairmans and vice presidents, whatever, people on top. They must have talked, right? And then people beyond the CEOs, I'm pretty sure there's multi-billionaires who are invested in this shit. It's all about money, right? And because K-pop is bringing in so much money, there's bound to be investors, and there are bound to be secret societies involved in that bullshit, right? And that's why you could kind of see it through your, K-pop nowadays. And I look at it, and all these dudes look like little girls, man. All these fucking makeup everywhere look like Lady Gaga and shit. And there's a reasoning behind that. You might think I'm tripping again, but the Illuminatis have this symbol called the Baphomet. It's their devil symbol. They have the hand up like this and one hand down here. And this beast is supposed to be a male and female. I forgot what they call that. Androgynous? they have no sex. It's both sexes, right? Now, when you look at these Korean, singers, it kind of looks like androgynous, don't they? Like they look like a girl and a guy. And you find out, is that a coincidence? Why it happened out of the blue? That's my thing. If it happened gradually, it's not as suspicious. But it's almost as somebody came in, took the wheel, and then everybody just started to change, and popularity went up, money went up, but at what cost? You got all these people brainwashed, and you look at these music videos and all this kind of stuff, it's filled with Illuminati symbols to a point where you're just like, God damn, like why are you putting that shit everywhere? Same with Harry Potter. You know what I mean? I actually saved a bunch of screenshots to just prove you all this bullshit they have in Harry Potter as well. But I'll do that in the next video. I gotta organize it a little bit better. So, to tell you the truth, this whole K-pop stuff, I mean, if I just kind of look at my own life, it is beneficial. It really does. It does benefit me in my normal life, because back in the days when nobody used to give a shit about Asians in the first place, we used to just get despised, always looked down upon, and nobody gave a shit about Asians. They just never did. Or Asian guys anyways, right? And then this whole K-pop, J-pop phenomenon comes about, and then, suddenly Korean guys are popular. So, I mean, in that sense, it's beneficial. But you know what? It's at what cost? You know what I mean? I'm sure there is some negative side effects to this. And I'm just awaiting that day, man. I'm waiting that day. I mean, is it wrong to listen to this kind of stuff? I don't know. Just judge it upon yourself. But me personally, I don't like listening to mainstream music at all. It is filled with negative things that you just don't understand. It might seem like it's harmless music, and you might think that, oh, I'm crazy. But if you really know, the knowledge behind it all, you get what I mean? Like if you actually dig into a little more research into it all, you'll realize there is something fishy going on. That's why I do not touch mainstream music. I like music that your normal average people made up. Those struggling artists, beautiful music, because it's their struggle. You know what I mean? They're not singing what the corporation is telling them to sing. So it's pure. I mean, it comes from the heart. It's beautiful. So that's kind of what I think about K-pop. Okay? Some people might be disappointed, but that's just my take on that. Cool. The second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is something more deep, I suppose. What race is the most beautiful? This is a question I received at least 100 times, like no doubt. What race do you think is the most beautiful? Now, I'm sure those people asked me very innocently, and some were trolls. You know what I mean? Some were trolls, but like most of them, they ask me innocently. They just want to know who I think is the most beautiful. But this question is like racism in a box. Nobody has the right to say what race is more beautiful. And also, beauty is the eye of the beholder, is it not? Like, I might find somebody really ugly, but then to another dude, it's like, oh my God, she's so hot. I'm like, all yours, buddy, all yours. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, I heard this question a lot, and I was, contemplating about it a lot, but I never really understood how to answer this question. So I was looking up online to see what other people said. And I have to go to anonymous sites because, hey, they're the most honest, right? So I was going to all these different forums, and they had polls, you know what I mean? And to tell you the truth, I pretty much knew what they're all going to say because it's a stereotype that, it's already common. You have white people on top, you got Asian people, you got Hispanic, and you got black women, all this kind of stuff. It's fucked up statistics. Okay, I don't trust it at all, but that's what they put up all the time. And I look into it, and I start reading their comments, and I wanted to find out why they think so. What's their proof? Why? What influenced them to think that certain way? And it always comes down to the media, man. It's always the media. Well, look at the model. Look at Angelina Jolie. Look at her. Look at this girl that I saw. Look at this picture. Look at this girl that I met on blah, 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 blah. And they're always putting up pictures and movies they've seen. All this shit. It's like, dude, that's so unfair, man. The media is fucking fabricated. They put the best of the best on there. They put the cream of the crop up there. If it was put it this way for a second. Let's say you got all the beautiful black women, only the most beautiful black women, and they always put it on TV. Just the most beautiful ones. You know what I mean? All the time. And then you watched it since you were a child. Since you were a kid. That's all you ever watched. What do you think you're honestly going to think inside your mind? You know what I mean? Your judgment will be impaired, would it not? That's the same thing with white women. And I don't want to like be all offensive towards it, but I just gotta say that shit, because the main problem with the media is that they put above average looking white girls. You know, like if you seen these above looking white girls in your real life, you would have been like, God damn, she's the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life, right? And they'll put them on screen, and then they'll push them off like they're just your average girl. You know what I mean? They'll try to convince the audience, which are like sheep, that this girl that you see, this above average looking white girl, this is your average looking white girl, and they'll put it towards you, and people will just accept it. They'll be like, oh, I guess so. And since they were watching it, like since they were a child, they think that's the norm. But let me tell you something. Have you ever seen an average looking white girl lately? They did not look like anything you see on TV. I'm telling you. That's too much pressure, man. But yet, here's the thing, man. This is what drives me nuts. I use Glee as an example, okay? Because that's like the most easiest thing. They put these above looking white girls, above average looking white girls, and they put them on Glee, right? They're supposed to be your cheerleaders. They're beautiful, okay? They're not your average looking girls, okay? If that girl happened to be in your high school, she would probably be fucking prom queen and all this kind of stuff. That's not your average girl, okay? Your average girl would not get that much popularity, okay? But yet on Glee, they make it look like, yo, this is just your, average looking da-da-da-da. But then but the minorities, like the Asian girl and the black girl and the Hispanic girl, they always put girls that are actually average or less than average. And then you put a less than average looking girl with an above looking average girl who's faking as an average girl, then you could obviously see a big ass difference. You know what I mean? And as you live your life, your judgment is impaired. That's why you see fucking these forums, and they're always talking about, oh, the reason why I think white women are the most beautiful is because of this and this and this and this. Fucking take all that shit away, and then you put people just as they are. You know what I mean? Just their standard self, no media influence, and you just put them all out. I guarantee you there's going to be beautiful ones and ugly ones in all races. You know what I mean? And even the ugly ones, like I said, eye of the beholder. Some people might find that ugly one really beautiful. You know what I mean? So that's all that race bullshit. It's so stupid. You know, like, honestly, we are one race, but people are always so concerned about, oh, I'm more, or you're inferior to me and I'm superior. All this bullshit. Get the hell out of my face with that shit. I'm so sick and tired of all this racist bullshit about my race is better than your race. All this, and the funny thing is, it's always the ugly ass looking dudes or the least good looking guy. I get, for lack of a better word, yeah. It's always the fucking that are lacking, the most lacking, that talks the most shit. That's what pisses me off the most. Today I was looking online. I was looking at all this racist shit. And it just made me sad, man. It made me so sad. Because I realized there's so many people unifying now in the negative way. You know what I mean? In a negative way. A long time ago, when Martin Luther King Jr. was coming about, there was unification where we all gathered together as, one people. You know what I mean? We had the passion of wanting to be with one another and have love with one another. All this beautiful shit, right? But nowadays, they're unifying in the wrong reasons. You got this site just dedicated to bash on black people. You know what I mean? You got all these white people just gathered together, just saying whatever the hell they always wanted to say, all their frustrations, anger, all this stuff. And when I'm reading it, dude, I know these people, okay? I know these people in their normal life. I bet you these guys are so nice. I'm sure they work at your normal places. People smile at you. It's like, oh, what would you like? Blah, blah, blah. But when they go home, that's when they start pouring out all their racist shit. And if they don't cure that, if they don't fix this problem, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And they're going to find other people who have the same kind of frustrations. And bam, they're going to start building up into a group. And that's what they did. And as you guys know, America is failing. It's big ass failed country. I mean, I live here. I was in the military here. And I deserve to be here more than any of you other fuckers who never went to the military. I'm no offense. I'm just saying. But dude, this country is failing. This country is so failed because it's just filled with just racism, man. All the people in Europe, all the different people, they're just laughing at America. And people of America don't see it, man. They just see there is no patriotism in America no more. You know, they're fighting this bullshit war, killing innocent people all the time. It's so nasty how this world is becoming. It's like the new Rome, and it's failing. Economy's failing. You know, and it's run by evil secret societies, and nobody could say anything because they're too afraid. And people are just too ignorant. If you talk about the secret society, they think you're crazy. No, you're the fucking crazy one who think that the world is going normally right now. And you know, when this world fails, when this America fails, you think people are gonna unify, or you think they're gonna get with their own race? Are they gonna be able to trust one another? Maybe some people, right? I'll probably be one of those people who, you know, bring people of all races, and we could shelter together, and we could have shabu shabu at my place. You know what I mean? We could do all that beautiful stuff together, right? But I'm sure the moment it starts falling apart, you know, black people will go with black people, white with white, Asians with Asians, and all this stuff is all gonna be separate. There's so much violence. Oh man, it's gonna be scary, huh? And when I start thinking about all this racism and stereotypes and all this, man, it's just so disgusting. As long as we have this thing called flesh, can't help it. You know, even I who think, oh, I hate racism, even I'm racist. That's the worst part of it. You know what I mean? Of course, I change my mind quick as possible when I feel that way, but it happens. I just can't help it. But the best thing to do is that when you do feel this racist kind of heart, just seriously dig inside your heart and realize you're no better. You know what I mean? You're no better. You went through the same type of racism from somebody else. Why would you try to do that to somebody else? You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I really wish that people of the world would finally get along, man. Just be together. Why can't y'all just love together, man? Like, seriously, why is that so hard? Like, why do you want to be so superior to somebody else? Honestly. I just don't get that shit. Like, what's so great about being superior to somebody else? You know, what's wrong with just being equal with somebody? You know, being special in their own ways. Maybe I just call me naive. Maybe I'm too young to realize the world just yet. But I don't know. I think I'm old enough to know that racism is fucking stupid. And since I've been through racism myself, while I was in the military, while I was just in my life, I got shit from all races. White, black, Hispanic people, everybody. Asian people got all the shit from everybody. But what I learned from that is, dude, at one time I wanted to become racist too, because hey, everybody else is doing it. But I realized, dude, you spread out love, you get love back in return. And you know, and this is another reason why I love my subscribers and fans, because you guys, you know, seriously come to my site, and not only do you compliment me, but just you guys say wonderful things to other people. I mean, I've seen a lot of people like talk to one another, you know, the little reply things, and they're always supporting each other, whether they're white, whether they're black, Hispanic, they all love each other, man. I think that's another reason why, you know, my fans just love watching my videos. It's not just because of me, but because of people below my comment box. All these wonderful people that you meet. Seriously, great people watch my videos. I'm just saying, that's a blessing, man. Other people might have millions of views, but you look at the comment down below, they're bullshit. All this nasty, nasty shit they talk about, you know. But I'm so glad that I might not have a lot of views, but shit's quality, man. You guys are quality, and I just thank you guys so much for that. Overall, I hope that you guys have hope. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people who think the way I think. You know what I mean? Like they believe that racism is horrible and that we should love one another and seriously have unification. There's a lot of people who think that way, but then they just can't say it out loud no more because they're afraid. There's no need to be afraid of that shit. Just seriously stand up for what's right now, because that shit's diminishing nowadays. It really is. Nobody just gives a crap. They're always about their own peoples nowadays. So before it gets any worse, you know, try to open your hearts and yeah, find love, huh? Anyways, wow, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right?